going on, everyone? I just finished training, did some deadlifts. Probably not going to upload that, but if you check out my Instagram, it's always here, and link in the description below, you'll be able to follow along whenever I have training sessions. And today was like pause deadlifts. Wasn't too heavy, but still got a decent amount of work in. So what I wanted to do here was just quickly have a chat, and I wanted to chat about a couple things. Mostly I wanted to focus on the concept of the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine principles, or yeah, you can call them that. Let's just call them that for sake of convenience. Now I'm going to address this video to men but also to women because I believe that there's challenges on both genders, both sides, in terms of their ability to adopt the opposite principles. So if you're a male, your challenge is to adopt the feminine principles. If you are a female, your challenge is to adopt the masculine principles. But there should be balance between these two. One should never overtake the other. Just as the yin and the yang, you can see there's balance. So a big challenge that a lot of men face, and you know, it's funny because if I look at mainstream media, I'll just kick this dumbbell down here, that wasn't very smart. If I look at mainstream media, it almost feels like they're trying to suppress the masculine. At least that's what it feels like to me with a lot of their ads that they display, their advertisements, and also with the programming that's on TV and just mainstream popularized media. They try to suppress the masculine principle. Now, I don't quite understand the reason for this. I think it's a little bit silly. But they almost try to project these stereotypical hierarchies of, or let's say archetypal characteristics that one is supposed to abide by as a male or female in this world. And I think that they have false projections with regards to this. Now, what I try to project myself in just creating content, uploading videos on my channel here, is that I try to express the pure masculine principle in my content by ways of lifting and how I speak to you here, especially if you're a male and I'm speaking to you right now. Now I'm expressing the masculine principles, but deep behind it all, in the background of it all, the background layer, I wholly embody the feminine principles. Now this comes in large part with my studying of the I Ching, the Tao. I'm very much deep immersed into the wonders of the Tao. And that means that my focus is on balance between the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine. Now, how does that come into practical application throughout your day-to-day experience? There's a few different things. Firstly, in order to understand how to, if you're a male, in order to understand how to embody the feminine principles, you need to understand how to open up your heart. I mentioned this in other videos and other content, especially if you're on my podcast, you probably hear a lot of this stuff. But opening up one's heart is very, very important because this is your, think of your heart as the central sun, where your body is but a planetary system revolving around that central sun, which is your heart. It is the magnetic force which drives you, which propels you through your life. So it's a great, powerful thing which you possess, men and women. Now, if you can adopt an understanding of this, if you can look deep within yourself, it's like a feeling tone you can feel out. There's a certain connection. It's like, you can call it a heart-mind connection. It somewhat involves the use of your mind, your imagination, your creativity, but you need to reach deep down within to really take hold of your heart and just utilize its pure radiance, utilize the love in which it emits and projects day to day and every moment. Just get deeply connected with that. This is how you start to embody the feminine principles of being. I'm just going to switch here. My arm's getting a little tired. Maybe it's all his deadlifts. So, if you're a female, your challenge may not be so much to embody the pure feminine principle, because obviously you're already a female here. In large part, you already have this nurturing, loving, compassionate altruism, this loving nature about you, which you can project to the world, especially if your intent is to have a child, or if you've already had a child. This is something you can pass down to them, just this pure, unconditional love. So your challenge may not necessarily be to find that love within yourself. It may already be there quite easily for you, quite naturally. But then again, some women may not have that so natural, and that may be challenging for them as well. So this is very, very subjective and situational to your individualized experiences. But if you're a female, this is why I think that it's great for women to exercise and to work out and train. Any form of exercise. It doesn't have to be like weightlifting. You know, I know a lot of women that do things like athletic pole dancing, and I don't know why that came to mind first, but I think it's such a crazy thing when I see some of the women do that stuff. Or gymnastics. I know a lot of women that do gymnastics, or obviously CrossFit is very popular as well. But basically something that's physically actualizing yourself here as a female and strengthening your, I think it has to do with your willpower, strengthening your will. You know, there's a Sanskrit saying. It goes, Icha Shatiru Ma Kumari. It means the power of will is the maiden Uma. That is to say, you can rest in your willpower, you can call upon it, and you can use it to enact whatever you wish to do. So if it's to go out and train, if it's to go work out, you go and you use your will. Icha Shatiru Ma Kumari. You use your will, the power of your will. If you have to go do something else, it's not training, if you have to go do some sort of responsibility, maybe you don't feel quite up to doing it, you call upon your will, you use your willpower. This is how you enact the masculine or feminine principles of being as you go about your day-to-day life. So that's kind of the gist of what I wanted to share here with you. I will get more into this stuff, obviously, as time goes on, but this was a brief introduction to it. Not sure even if it's an introduction, because I'm sure I've mentioned it in other videos before. I'm sure I've even mentioned it on my audiobook recommendation series. Now, if you're looking for specific books to research or read into further on this matter, I'm going to put some links in the description below to some people I think you should check out. Obviously, I'm going to put the Tao Te Ching or the I Ching in there because I think that's a good starting point. But I'm also going to share some people with you who I feel express or further explain or elaborate on what I'm trying to describe here. And the thing about YouTube is, we're at like 7 minutes and 20 seconds right now. We don't got all the time in the world, so I'm gonna leave the rest up to you. Check out those links in the description. Listen to some of those podcast audiobooks. Check out some of those books, physical copies. Read them up. Gobble up that knowledge. And I hope this video helps you. I hope you further continue to express the masculine and or feminine principles in a balanced way as you move about the world. And if you have any questions about this stuff, always hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on, I actually think I'd probably check that the most, but you know, you can hit me up anywhere and I'll eventually reply. So thank you for watching as always, and I'll catch you again in that next one. Take it easy.